Hamilton's career with Mercedes has reached a standstill as the team grapples with the challenge of producing a competitive car that can contend in Formula One's latest era of regulations. As a result, rumours have emerged linking the seven-time world champion with a potential move to Ferrari. Despite failing to secure a new contract with Mercedes, Hamilton's current agreement with the Silver Arrows is set to expire at the end of the season, leaving his immediate future uncertain. As a result of recent events, Eddie Jordan, former F1 team boss, has advised Lewis Hamilton to depart from Mercedes and embark on a journey of self-reinvention. What did he have to say? Let's take a look in today's video. The challenges faced by Mercedes are evident, as the team has managed to secure only one victory since the implementation of the new technical regulations at the beginning of last year. This sole triumph was achieved by George Russell at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. While Lewis Hamilton holds the record for the most race wins in Formula One history, his most recent victory dates back to Saudi Arabia in 2021. With Red Bull's dominance in the first 5 races of the current season, it appears improbable that Hamilton will be able to increase his win count unless significant improvements are made. The team's first major upgrade package is scheduled to be introduced at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix in hopes of addressing this situation. Russell's impressive performances have continued throughout this season, and Eddie Jordan, acknowledging his own mistake with regards to Hamilton's teammate, shared his thoughts on the matter during his Formula for Success podcast. He said, "I saw him in the Williams and I thought, are they really going to sign him? Is that really what is going to happen? He absolutely blew me away, and full marks, hands up, I got that wrong. I never thought he would do what he is doing, and I never thought he would be beating Lewis." Jordan also explained on his podcast that Hamilton's decision to join Mercedes stemmed from his inability to outperform Jenson Button during their 3-year stint together at McLaren. "My only concern is that Lewis has to find something else in his mojo now, and he needs to get out of there. He needs to move on, just like he did when he was with McLaren. Get out of Mercedes, Lewis. It is time you reinvent yourself somewhere else." In a recent revelation, Hamilton openly acknowledged contemplating the possibility of driving for a different team, providing the strongest indication so far that he may part ways with Mercedes prior to the commencement of the 2024 season. Among the potential destinations, Hamilton mentioned his former team McLaren as a potential option. Additionally, he admitted to entertaining thoughts about the experience of racing for Ferrari. While talking to ESPN, he said, "I'd be lying if I said I'd never thought about ending my career anywhere else. I started at McLaren. I'd like to think I'll always be a part of the McLaren family. I started there when I was 13 years old as a junior driver. So I thought about what it would look like if I was at McLaren one day. I thought about and watched the Ferrari drivers on the screens at the track, and of course you wonder what it would be like to be in red. But then I go to my team, to Mercedes, and this is my home. I'm happy where I am. I haven't signed a contract yet, but we're working on one." Should Sir Lewis actually switch teams, who's next in line to take his seat? Toto Wolff, the team principal of Mercedes, is reportedly making efforts to persuade James Vowles, the team principal of Williams, to replace Logan Sargent with Mick Schumacher. Sargent, a rookie in Formula One this season, is one of 2 drivers who have not yet scored a single point in the 2023 season, the other being Nick de Vries. Wolff, who shares a history with Vowles as former allies, hopes to convince him to opt for the son of the legendary Michael Schumacher over the American rookie. Sargent has been granted an opportunity to demonstrate his worth and secure his position at Williams during the upcoming triple header at Imola, Monaco and Barcelona. If he fails to perform at a level comparable to his impressive teammate Alex Albon, Sargent could potentially lose his seat, making way for Schumacher to step in for the Canadian Grand Prix. Not too long ago, Vowles had nothing but good things to say about Sargent, so the fact that he and Williams are already contemplating Sargent's long-term future with the team indicates a rapid change in the American driver's circumstances. Considering Vowles' previous oversight of Sargent during their time at Mercedes, it would have been reasonable to assume that Vowles may have been swift in exploring alternative options. However, Vowles mentioned that he had been proven wrong by Sargent's performance, leading to a shift in his perspective. He came to Mercedes as a sim evaluation. I was interested in looking at him because he had performance, especially when you go back to his Formula 3 performance as an average team. He was there with Oscar Piastri, and I rate Oscar also highly, said Vowles. At the time in Mercedes, we had a good suite of drivers, so that was where my relationship with him ended. He then, prior to me arriving at Williams funded, it's very important to state this, his Formula 2 career, so he is now salaried as a professional driver, and Williams funded him because they had deep belief that he was the real deal. And my reticence came from the fact that prior to that, it's difficult to really judge him, but I have to say, he's now been in the car, I now have the ability to look at his data, he is here on merit, and as a result of Williams investing correctly in him, he's now a professional driver, deserving driver on the grid at the same time. So it just shows you that in my previous life I was wrong, and Williams right. And now we'll take a look at updates on the W14. Toto Wolff holds the belief that the upcoming upgrades will provide them with a deeper understanding of the challenging setup window for their W14 car. The team has faced significant challenges in the early stages of the 2023 season, particularly with the setup of their car concept. In preparation for the Imola race, Mercedes will introduce a substantial update package, described by Wolff as a major surgery, with the goal of uncovering the reasons behind the car's problematic setup characteristics. The Mercedes team boss has provided further insight into the objectives of this upgrade package as the team seeks to turn their fortunes around. He sat down with the media where he said, "I think what we're trying to do with the upgrade is to create a new baseline for us to take question marks and variables out of the equation. I think what we're trying to do with the upgrade is to create a new baseline for us to take question marks and variables out of the equation and to say, this is not a problem now that we have gone to a different spec, and that is, for example, front suspension. We're also looking at bodywork solutions that are, let's say, more conventional than others, that will create a different airflow. It's almost like a reset to what would have been a good start 12 months ago, and then to try to add performance to the car, but at the moment it's just the lack of understanding." Wolff emphasizes the significance of enhancing the predictability of the W14 car for both drivers, rather than concentrating on isolated areas that might result in marginal improvements. According to him, achieving a better overall predictability and consistency in performance is of utmost importance, as it would benefit both drivers and contribute to the team's overall success. He said, "I don't believe in miracles, but I think that the stability of the car and the predictability for the drivers is subpar. If you believe to sort that out, helped by a front suspension redesign, then that's definitely a good avenue, and this could be worth more than a tenth or two on lap time. But the aerodynamic package brings more from simply unlocking more drivability and pace." Do you think the much-anticipated Imola upgrades are good enough for Lewis to stay in Mercedes, or will it lead to disappointment and the eventual exit of the 7-time world champion? Tell us your theories in the comments section below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.